everybody, to AEW Unrestricted. We are the official podcast of All Elite Wrestling. I'm Tony Schiavone, who is wide awake, by the way, and my partner, Aubrey Edwards. How you doing?
I'm doing okay. I am not wide awake, but you're also 3 hours ahead of me in the future. So there you go.
Well, you need to move to the East Coast, girl. That's what you need to do.
Yep. Nope. No, thank you.
Okay, so hey, it's we are really excited and intrigued about this guest.
Intrigued is a good word.
Yes, being with us. Danhausen has joined us, one of the newest members of AEW. Danhausen, how are you?
Pretty good. It's a bit early, though, I think. Try to go make Danhausen wake up early AMs to come on this podcast.
Yeah, I can see the dark circles around your eyes, so I know it's very early for you.
Oh, my. I feel famished.
So, listen, on social media, you've been trying to join William Regal and Chris Jericho, the Chris Judas Satisfaction Friendship Society. How's that going?
Oh, I think it's pretty good. I think I'm breaking some barriers, breaking some walls down, if you will. And, you know.
See what you did there.
Well, yeah, there was a pun on accident. I realized I was saying it as it was happening. So, live and in person. I think we're doing well, though. I posted the photo of Danhausen classic Wrestle Boy gear, and I think I'm going to get slapped soon and join them.
I want to actually talk a little bit about how we met, since it's related to this current question. We met on the cruise. So you have, when did your relationship with Chris Jericho start?
Oh, probably a few months before the cruise. I think Chris Judas discovered Danhausen via the Fanhausens on Twitter. He's asking who should be a guest on his wonderful podcast. And they said Danhausen. He said there's an open invite. And then we started to text. So then he was invited on there. And then later he got invited on the cruise where we met. And also that's where Danhausen's satisfactory friendship came from with Chris Judas.
So another thing that happened on the boat, for those that don't know. Yes, the Gun Club has been referred to as the Ass Boys for the last few months.
I believe that began there thanks to Danhausen.
Yes, it actually began on the cruise, and I think I was there for the moment of its inception, if you will. For the fans that don't know the backstory, can you talk about that a little bit?
Oh, yes. So, Danhausen, or Chris Jericho, or Judas, whichever you may call him, asked Danhausen to do a comedy show for some reason. I don't know why. But, you know, he was like, oh, well, you can invite Billy Ass, a legend. That's also, by the way, that is not swearing. That's his last name. He puts it on the back of his shorts. It says Mr. Ass. So,
correct.
You know, he said, I'll invite him. And then his little ass boy showed up too. And they started to cause a ruckus. And, you know, then the crowd started chanting ass boys. They seem to have a terrible, terrible time with it for some reason. They get really mad, even though it's their last name. They should just embrace their legacy. And, you know, that was there. And then, Danhausen also saved Chris Jericho on his own cruise. So that's
you
why
saved Jericho. You saved Jericho.
Getting beat up by the Chaos Project. They're causing chaos.
Oh,
and
Luther.
Luther and the Snake Man.
Right.
And what he came down the ramp, the crowd erupted, and he saved Chris Judas from them both. So we've been friends ever since.
Danhausen's debut on AEW came at Beach Break back in January when you were under the ring. And you came to the aid of Orange Cassidy, which just shocked the hell out of a lot of people, including me. Talk about your contribution to Orange Cassidy's win.
You know, I think Adam Cole was undefeated as of that date, yes. And I guess technically still he's undefeated because it was unsanctioned, correct?
Well,
although he was technically physically defeated that day.
Right.
He was pinned. It's not on the record books, but it was probably because of Danhausen's curse. Let me let you in a little secret. Don't tell anyone.
Okay.
I just point at people sometimes, and I see that they're cursed, and then bad things just seem to happen to them. So I don't know if they work or not, but it seems so. Don't tell anyone. You can edit that out.
Yeah, we'll edit that out. It seems to be a very evil plan that you have.
Hey, well, you know,
and it works.
It seems to distract them or something. I don't know. And then they usually get hit. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll strike that from the record.
Okay.
That seems to be how we did it. Also, Beach Break, we were in January. It was like 0 degrees outside.
Yeah. No, it was brutal. it was a huge pop, when you came out.
I think they were surprised and shocked, much like
Yes.
Danhausen.
Yeah, but it's also because you've got quite a following. You realize this, don't you?
A little bit, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah,
Maybe
right.
Danhausen is taking over the internets and the televisions now soon.
Right. Were you surprised at the fan reaction, or it was just another day in the life of Danhausen?
Oh, when you're as famous as Danhausen, it's just another day in the business. But there was, he was taken back by it. It was a little bit louder than he had initially thought it was going to be. So it was quite nice. Because under the ring, Danhausen was wondering, will they know? And they did. So,
yes.
And you were quite surprised.
Shocked.
I believe Excalibur, he was probably quite surprised.
Right.
Aubrey, were you surprised? You were surprised.
I was a little surprised.
Oh, okay, just a little bit. I'm sure Jim Ross was quite surprised.
I have a
think
feeling
Jim Ross
he was
probably a little confused.
I have a feeling Jim was very surprised. I was completely shocked.
As long as he said, "By God," it's Danhausen. We're good.
So I want to talk a little bit about Tony had mentioned you came out from under the ring, but you've been surprising people by coming out of the ring under the ring for a bit now. Have you sort of moved in under there? Like, what's it like under the ring?
Oh, it's dark, it's cold, it's loud. It's very loud under there. I haven't moved under there. Also, I'm quite surprised no one just checks under the ring now to make sure I'm not under there before they start their match. You'd think that would be the case, but nevertheless, that's why Danhausen has been peppering in, just walking out, so that way we can keep the element of surprise out there. Got to be smart, have a good brain, and also, there's not really much under there. There's, disguise clothes that Danhausen wears,
Right.
and that's about it. Wears his little human disguise, gets under the ring, and then, pop out, curse some people. Usually we leave, because I assume they're going to win right after that, and sometimes they don't. I don't know what happened.
Well, that's another story. But obviously, if you look under the ring, you would have to cover up your face because your white face would glow, or you could see you very easily.
The red probably reflects on the cameras.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's logical. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. The red.
Yeah.
That's it's a target. It's to distract people, and
Right.
actually, it zooms them into your eyes. So you can hypnotize them. Also, don't tell anyone that.
I won't. Your eyes
A lot
are
of
very
secrets here.
Yeah, your eyes are very hypnotic. Talk about your relationship with Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. You have a special connection with them in their best friends relationship?
Yes, well, Danhausen and his good friends. He's known Orange Cassidy for quite some time. So we did a tag team match. We actually were foes once on the independent scene for a place called First Wrestling. We wrestled in a mall. It was in Minnesota. I believe it was a mall from WCW.
Oh, the old Mall of America.
Maybe, I don't know. It was some mall. Because Orange Cassidy disguised. No, he didn't disguise. He decided to, after a match, after we tagged him, we won. We won with the double chokeslam. It was wonderful. And he decided to go try to get into stores in the mall, but the mall was closed. So then I thought I was going to get in trouble with him. He's a menace. So I have to, keep an eye out for him. So that's what I'm doing. So far, so good. It seems to work. Except for when he came out, he cursed Ricky Starks. I thought he was going to get up and climb the ladder, but I think he was asleep outside. So what are we going to do with that?
Yeah. Got to wake him up.
Tried. I did my best. Cursed Ricky, though. That hurt.
It did. So you're officially a part of the AEW family.
Yes. Podcast. Look at this picture.
So you have a new T-shirt. You have this new fan base who's learning about you, getting excited about you. Congratulations. How does your deal with Tony Khan, or Tony Elite as you call him, how did that whole conversation start, and how did that deal come together?
Oh, well, we all got Ring of Honor closed. And then Danhausen broke his leg, which was wonderful. What a wonderful time that was. Then he just kind of rummaged around the internet for a while. Showed up one day to say hello to people at AEW. It was quite nice. He said hello to lots of people. I think we met Tony that day. No, we've met at conventions.
Yes.
Here and there. Yes, it's good. Danhausen stole your chair once, you said.
Yes.
What else? Oh, yes. So then Danhausen went under the ring. I believe he heard the reaction that Danhausen had gotten. He decided, you know what, this is time. He is all elite. He's very good. Look at him. Look at him points. Look how he points. No one points quite like him.
So what's your thoughts about Tony Elite buying Ring of Honor? Any thoughts on that?
Oh, yes. Danhausen had lots of thoughts. Dave Honor has been quite a menace in Danhausen's side for many years.
Mm-hmm.
So he did not give in to almost any of his demands. So, right there, strike three. And then I think he should be the owner of Ring of Honor.
Mm.
You should give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
Also, because Danhausen also helped Wardlow win the Ring of Honor, which I think he cashed in this week, but he lost because the menace. Danhausen's good for MJF. Very rich, very evil. And yes, so shall get Tony. Danhausen will give him a new list of demands, which of course is Danhausen owns ROH. Should be quite wonderful. Mm-hmm. Stick it to him, not Tony. Dave Honor. And yes, then Danhausen can make his own list of demands and write them off himself because he owns it. And then he can make himself the champion and the television champion and the 6-man tag team ROH champions and the tag team champions.
I like the idea of Danhausen becoming the champion of a promotion that he owns, which is probably the most indie thing I've ever heard. It's pretty great.
Yes, Danhausen's seen this happen many times on the independent, so I think it's a good idea.
I like the term. I like the term. Stick it to him. I like that. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, I think it's a good idea.
Oh.
Great for ratings.
So you had mentioned it briefly that you ended up breaking your leg. I think that happened around Halloween.
It happened on Halloween.
And on Halloween. Oh, Halloween must be a cursed day. Cursed holiday. Happened at a show in Knoxville. How did that happen, and how's the recovery going?
The recovery is going good. We have wonderful doctors at AEW that help Danhausen every single week. It's great. His name is Josh. Nice. He's got a mustache. Hopefully one day when Danhausen recovers, he can have a mustache of his own. And yes, so Danhausen has a metal rod in his leg. He had broken his tibia and fibula with an L. Mm-hmm. This fellow crashed down upon Danhausen's leg and snapped it in two. He heard a pop, and he went, "Oh, good, this is wonderful." And he rolled to the side of the ring. I believe this was the only time Danhausen has sworn publicly. Mm-hmm. And then what happened? We went to the hospital. That was nice. And now we had surgery, a week later, I believe.
Okay.
And now every single week we're trying to recover it. I think we're getting pretty close. So.
When you say pretty close. Yeah, fingers crossed. When you say pretty close, they told you when you could possibly come back?
Should we surprise people? Everyone always asks. Here's the thing. People tweet at Danhausen. They go, "When are you wrestling?" As though he's going to spoil it. Twitter, random reply.
Gotcha.
So I don't know. Maybe soon. Hopefully soon. We shall wait till Mustache Josh says so. The doctor.
Right. Let's not spoil it.
Yes, we'll wait. Yeah, soon, though. Sooner than later, I think.
Okay. That's good news.
I think so.
That is good news. Bring you out from underneath the ring or bring you out from your disguises and ring the bell and let you test that leg out. See how you do.
By the way, Aubrey, I believe we made a deal on the cruise.
We did.
Danhausen, yeah, we did. If there's probably video evidence of it, we'll have to go back and look. If Danhausen, if you're his referee, you have to count to 3 anytime Danhausen pins someone.
I told you needed to pay me, and you didn't pay me.
I will.
So
I think I gave you $20.
You did not. I asked for $20, and you were perplexed why I was asking for money.
Well, Danhausen has a new contract, so I'll give you $20 this time.
There you go. We'll talk. We'll talk.
All right, good. That means we'll have an undefeated streak, and then we can go straight to the top and win the AEW World Championship.
It's a very heavy belt. Just a heads up. You might need a blimp to carry it.
Well, I'll just get an assistant to carry it.
An assistant?
I already have one. His name's Davis. It's wonderful. Personal assistant.
Love it. I want to talk a little bit about your unique friendship with Conan O'Brien. You were...
Oh!
Yes, you were on his podcast, I think in April 2021. Had he seen you before? Was that the start of your friendship? Were you already friends before then?
Oh, no, that was the start of the friendship. We got invited secretly to be on his podcast. Danhausen was screened, I believe it's called, through a producer. He did a video thing to make sure Danhausen wasn't a weirdo. Decided he wasn't. and then put him on this podcast. He said, "Hey, are you available tomorrow at 5 p.m. to Zoom with Conan?" And I was like, "Oh, yes, absolutely." Had no clue that's what it was for. I thought Danhausen was going to ask a question that would be submitted or something, and just be put on the podcast with that. But then Danhausen was a guest. So, famous friends. Danhausen saw Andy Richter at breakfast once. That was nice. So, Danhausen met Sona and Matt Gorley and Conan that day, and Conan seemed to take a liking to Danhausen, and who knows what will come from it. Great friends, great celebrity friends, Hollywood friends, if you will.
Absolutely. So how did that, you met all these people, your feelings after that podcast, how do you think it went for you?
I think it went pretty well.
Yeah.
Conan seemed to be a big fanhausen of Danhausen, as everyone knows. Danhausen,
right.
Big fan of Conan. Look at his hair. Same thing.
Right.
You can look at this hair via the, hopefully they can hear the hair via the podcast. But yeah, hopefully we become the best of friends. Right now we're just good friends. Maybe Danhausen will bring him into the good friends and we'll have a wonderful time.
Yeah. So you're also friends with some other very famous, very rich people, like we mentioned Jericho, CM Punk, The Rock.
Oh, yes.
The Rock's
Yes.
your friend. What does it mean to have them behind you and to encourage your career?
Oh, I think it just further cements the legacy of Danhausen with the people who maybe don't know who Danhausen is, but they see that, The Rock is having a good time with Danhausen, doing some energy drinks and PT Cruisers and such. And you see CM Punk having a wonderful time with Danhausen, and he likes to beat people up all the time and yell at them. So
yeah,
I think that's a nice stamp of approval, having CM Punk's friendship. Is quite wonderful. Danhausen actually was very sorry that he was not under the ring to save him from MJF.
I mean,
It was a little bit too early.
It's a surprise. It's an absolute surprise. We don't know when you're going to pop out of the ring. We don't know when you're coming out of the tunnel.
He should have
keep
called
people on their toes.
Should have called Danhausen. He needed that. I think Moxley helped him out, but he could have called Danhausen. Tweeted at him instead. Danhausen saw it too late when he needed a surprise tag team partner. But maybe in the future Danhausen can tag team with CM Punk. That would be quite nice. Quite a treat for Danhausen.
I love it. We are talking with Danhausen, the very nice, very evil Danhausen. Coming up, we're going to talk about teeth, toys, tequila here on AEW Unrestricted. This is AEW Unrestricted. Tony and Aubrey talking to Danhausen, the lovely, wonderful, evil, very nice Danhausen. You have a jar of teeth that you come out with to the ring. And I'm curious, where do you get those teeth from?
Ah, yes. Can they see taunts on here? Can they hear
we
the
do
taunts?
release the video version.
I'm not supposed to tell anybody, but there is a taunt happening on screen. If you're doing a bonus video podcast of some sort, maybe you know.
Mm-hmm.
Also, if you're paying attention, sometimes Danhausen will leave little hints of which dentist might be giving Danhausen his teeth.
So did you have a pre-existing relationship with this said dentist prior to joining AEW? Have you always gotten the teeth from this dentist?
Perhaps we knew each other from a independent wrestling company in Cleveland, Ohio. Who knows? Who knows if we were on shows all the time together? Who knows if Danhausen got his teeth from such a former champion of some sorts? Wonderful champion, long reigning.
Ugh.
Who could it be giving Danhausen his teeth that are legal weapons?
Oh, wait a minute. Are we talking about Britt Baker here?
Oh, my God. You cannot say that out loud.
I was just wondering because I was thinking about longtime champion and I was thinking about dentist. And then I heard Aubrey say, "Oh, God." So
was that the giveaway?
Yeah, I think it put 3 and 3 together there. So
nor deny it. She will get mad at Danhausen, Britt Baker will.
Well, she stays mad at me, and I'm one of her friends.
She gets mad at everybody, so it's fine. She got mad at me.
Wow. That's because you counted to 3 against her.
Well, she was laying down counting the lights. She's down.
You stabbed your arm. Saw that.
Look, I just wanted to make sure that the shoulders were down and the pin was counted, and there's no way to argue Thunder Rosa's win, and the tax happened to be there. So, I'm just doing a job.
If Danhausen was there, he would not have done the job. He would have stood and said, "Hey, Broom boy, come out and sweep this. Sweep this.
There's so much stuff under the ring. There's so much stuff under the ring. There's probably a broom boy down there.
Sweep it. Please, before I do my job.
Can you explain to us, Danhausen, about cursing? Curses versus cursing.
Oh, yes.
Curses.
So,
Okay.
curses. Okay.
Okay.
Cursing people.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Swearing is no good because we'll get taken off the air.
Right. In other words,
Apparently not, though.
Right.
It seems like people swear sometimes on TV here, and they don't seem to get taken off the air, and the crowd seems to like it. So maybe Danhausen is just going to start having a potty mouth of some sort.
No.
In other words, you would as soon curse someone as you would call them a motherfucker.
Oh my God! Are we taking off?
No, we'll be fine. Listen, Aubrey Edwards is on this podcast.
Yes, I'm normally the one that swears, but I know Danhausen was on here today, so I was intentionally holding back.
Okay, well,
I was being a good person.
This was a legitimate question. I was asking if he would soon curse than call someone a motherfucker, but you never know.
I think we'll curse people and swear at them at the same time. I think it would be too much. I think the TV would explode.
Right. Okay. And it's how did you learn your curses? Is it something that you picked up over the years? I'm going deep here now. I get it. I'm going deep, right?
Now, so I told you, I just point at people and I say you're cursed. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Usually, like 9 times out of 10, it seems to actually do something. So who knows?
It could have been. It could have been something passed down from gypsies in Romania. I don't know. I don't know how curses start.
Neither does Danhausen, but he just says things sometimes. Actually, you know what? He does know how curses start. Have you ever done the internet with emails?
Once or twice.
Yes.
So sometimes Danhausen in his emails will get, you must send this message to 10 people or you'll be cursed for many years. So Danhausen was frightened. He had to send this email to many people, and now he just does that to people. He says, buy a t-shirt to be cursed, and it seems to work. So got it from an email AOL Blue Light Special from Kmart. He has a disc, he puts it in his computer, and he gets the internet for 1 week at a time for free.
Okay. That's
watch it on eBay.
Is Kmart still a thing?
No, you buy the old discs on eBay and then you get free internet.
Gotcha. And I mean, you're selling so much merchandise, you probably have just piles of money laying around. So buying these discs is probably nothing for you.
Practically free. Have an AOL Internet Blue Light Special guy. Gives him the deal.
So one of the things that I really love is that recently you were introduced to the AEW Glam Squad, our makeup team, and we saw a little bit of the eye sparkles added for Revolution. Is there any sort of like did you pay them? Did they offer? Are we going to see more Danhausen? Kind of I don't know. Get your nose powdered a little bit. I don't know. What can we expect?
Was Danhausen supposed to pay them? Slip him a 20?
I mean,
he walked in. He said, "Give me glitter on the red." He said, "Make this red glittery look nice for pay-per-view television." And they said, "Okay, put your name on the list." And then we did it. So it looked beautiful, beautiful, glamorous. What's better than being famous and looking glamorous at the same time? For nothing. So hopefully, for special occasions, Danhausen will go in there and have this glam squad, spruce him up, spruce moose him.
Spruce moose.
Maybe do his hair. Sometimes Danhausen's hair is not quite the way he'd want it. Right now, it's great, though.
Yeah, man. With the cursing and the glitter now getting spruced up, you also have your own kind of language.
What is it?
Well, you put Hausen at the end of many words.
Oh.
Why does a word need Hausen at the end of it, do you think?
Because, I'll explain this to you very clearly.
All right.
Danhausen puts the Hausen at the end of everything, or like every end of a sentence, or whatever it may be. People will always remember Danhausen's name. They'll never forget it. It's a way of hypnotizing them. I learned it from George Costanza. There's one time he's leaving a hat somewhere and he goes, Costanza. And then the lady does not forget his name. So, learned it from television.
That's it.
George Costanza. It's on a TV show called Seinfeld. It's a documentary following a comedian about his illustrious career and his good friends who hang out with him. And, nice little realistic look into the life of a comedian.
Yeah. It's marketing.
Yes.
It's
so,
branding.
marketing.
It's branding, marketing. It's all of that. I get it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like putting a little worm in your brain that reminds you that Danhausen exists all the time.
Right.
Do you
Also,
actually put worms in people's brains?
No, worms. Worms are gross. But what was you gonna say? I don't know what I was gonna say now. I had worms in my brain, I think. Who knows? Sometimes it's insulting. That's what it was. I learned that from Chris Judas. He calls people the wrong names sometimes, and it seems quite menacing to them, and Danhausen enjoys that. So call them the wrong name. Maybe it's on purpose sometimes. Maybe sometimes I just really don't know their name. Who knows? Maybe it's like to lie. Brilliant. Lie to them.
It's so smart. It's almost like you've been destined for wrestling at this point with all of these saying your name all the time and getting other people's names wrong. It's absolutely great. Love it.
It's memorable. Danhausen wants to make sure he's remembered, his legacy.
Speaking of memorable, you haven't yet wrestled on AEW television, which all of us are eventually looking forward to in your leg heels. But for those who saw you on the indies, one of the things that was extremely memorable about your matches was the mid-match dance break to the song Tequila.
Yes.
And what inspired that?
Danhausen was wrestling this fellow, PB Smooth. He's about 7 feet tall. And we were wrestling at the bar. So there's no wrestling ring for Danhausen to utilize to defeat this fellow because he was much bigger than Danhausen. So Danhausen slipped the barkeep a 5 and said, play this song. It will distract him. It will hypnotize the audience because then they'll start singing. It'll confuse this fellow. And as he's confused, Danhausen will kick him in the face. Because he was able to hop up on top of the bar to, create an equal standing ground.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, Danhausen's legs were at this fellow's head. So he was able to kick him in the head, which he normally would not be able to do.
Right.
And then he learned it from this movie called Herman, where this fellow goes into a bar and he beats a bunch of bikers up while he dances. So,
right. Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
That's what it was. Pee-wee Herman. I think his name is Herman.
Yes.
Yeah, so we learned it from that, and that's what inspired it. Was had to go into the catalog of the brain, figure out what is Danhausen going to do to this fellow tonight, because he cannot just decimate him regularly like he would if someone was at his regular height. So had to use musics, and then it seemed to work. So and it seems to hypnotize the audience into cheering for Danhausen. So kept it in their repertoire.
We're going to have a bunch of fan questions coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Danhausen, but...
Oh, they're bad. Danhausen's going to curse them.
That's okay. There's a lot about your action figure collection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Josh Johnson wants to know, this is before we go into him, has Danhausen collected figures since he was a young Danhausen? And what, if not, what got him back into collecting Hausen?
Oh, okay. See, that's too many Hausens, one. And two, tell Josh right now, too many Hausens.
Okay.
Okay, I'll let him know.
All right, thank you. Anyways, so Danhausen used to collect superhero toys, which seems like you do as well, Tony.
Yes, I've got plenty of Batman stuff all over the place here.
That's where Danhausen started. It was Batman the Animated Series.
Okay.
Those toys. And then, we had all the Marvel superheroes, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joes with the little rubber bands that would snap in half. Right in the middle. What else? Horror toys like the Crypt Keeper and stuff from the cartoons.
Right. And
then Danhausen got out of it, and then he got back into Marvel Legends, which is actually thanks to one Ethan Page, or as he's more famously known, Egon Page. Because he was collecting Marvel Legends, and he would send them to Danhausen and go, you must buy these again. And then Danhausen had 2, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5, and now he has basically the whole collection. Thanks to Egon. Egon owes Danhausen lots of money.
Because you've been spending all this money to buy these action figures that he told you about.
Yes, so Danhausen said, I'm just going to buy the Spider-Mans. I'm going to buy the Spider-Man figures. And then he's like, well, look at this one. Look at this X-Men. And then Danhausen had to go, I have to buy that now. And now he's just got too many.
We have another question on action figures from Fully Biked. Do you have a favorite figure of all time?
Oh, Danhausen has a Sentinel Marvel legend that's about 3.5 feet tall.
Wow.
He has two of them now. Bought another one at Toy Hio. It was wonderful. Going for a third.
Where
Wow.
do you keep all of these?
Davis's basement, Danhausen's assistant. He makes him store them for him. That's what an assistant does. Stores your crap.
Stores your stuff. Absolutely.
Yep. Yes. You know, you both have assistants, right?
We do.
No.
Mine's right here.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
his
nice.
is
A
bug.
dog.
Yeah.
Ooh, good. There's a dog named Hank that makes Danhausen's t-shirts.
Okay.
Yeah, he runs the t-shirt printing company. It's wonderful.
Hank does.
Hank, yes, Hank the dog.
Okay. Hank the dog. All right. Well, good. We have something in common, plus collecting toys. As a matter of fact, this is just the tip of the iceberg. Fan questions are coming up next as we talk to Danhausen on AEW Unrestricted Housing. AEW Unrestricted continues. Tony and Aubrey talking with Danhausen, one of our newest members of AEW, and obviously a member of AEW that all you fans who have been going on the internet and have been active on the internet know all about. We don't have to tell you that much more about Danhausen. With this question from Lord Alucard XO. Lord Alucard XO.
Ah, Danhausen's good friend Dracula.
Dracula, okay.
'Cause it's
How does
Dracula
Danhausen...
backwards.
Oh, D-R-A... Oh,
He
Right.
tricked you, Tony.
okay.
This is Dracula.
Dracula backwards wants to know, how does Danhausen uncurse someone if possible?
Oh, well, you slip him anywhere from $20 to $100, and then he says, "Oh, you're uncursed." Evil Uno actually gave Danhausen $100 to uncurse him. So did Max Caster at his wonderful rap show.
So some people may think this cursing thing is a racket.
Oh, what? You know, who knows?
No,
Whatever you do? Are you saying you do?
No.
We don't want to
boy.
curse Tony.
No,
we
please
don't
don't.
want to curse
No.
you. Danhausen loves you, so we're not going to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I only have this to be uncursed.
What is that?
It's
A 5? Come on, Tony.
5.
That's all I got.
I don't carry
Who is
cash
that?
on me.
Andrew Jackson on that $5 bill?
I've been married a long time, Danhausen, so I don't keep my money. Goes. No,
Member of the Jericho Appreciation Society, Andrew Jackson. I think
No,
that's what his name was.
this is Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, who's that? Inventor of the light bulb. Nice.
That's exactly right.
Good.
Had a house in Fort Myers.
Cool.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm curious because I don't carry cash on me. Is there other forms of payment that you take? Like I'm a really good cook, so I could make you something. Would that work? If I had been cursed, could that uncurse me?
I suppose it was some sort of like pizza or something. Then I would accept that as payment.
Pizza.
Has to be delicious though. If it's bad, you'll get extra cursed.
Well,
Okay.
what defines bad pizza?
Stale. If you have
That's
stale
fair.
pizza, do not leave it
Very
out
fair.
overnight and then serve it to Danhausen.
Tony is dying.
I thought you were
What did he think?
I thought maybe some sort of topping like pineapple.
Pineapple.
Oh, no.
You went stale.
No, he actually had a smart answer.
I don't like pineapple on pizza, but Danhausen is not. If you want to eat pineapple on your pizza, that's wonderful. Do it. If that's what you like, do it.
Oh wow. Okay.
That got me.
More fan
Sorry.
questions on the topic of cursing. E-Kid asks, "What's the worst curse you've inflicted on someone, and how much tequila housing did it take?"
Oh, what is this? Well, I guess kind of accidentally cursed Chris Judas when I stole his credit card and bought everyone on the cruise a shot of tequila.
I remember that.
I suppose that encompasses both of those answers. Maybe that's why Danhausen's not in the Friendship Society yet.
Yeah, that could be it.
Still feeling a bit burned by Danhausen.
John McLaughlin wants to know, since Dave Honor sold Ring of Honor, is Danhausen now owed 2 Blimphausens by Tony Elite?
Oh, yes. I think that could be quite fair. Or, again, if he just wants to relinquish ownership to Danhausen of Ring of Honor, call it Ring of Housing, And then Danhausen can write off his own blimp, and then Tony only has to worry about one. I'll even pay him $1 for the company.
Ooh, $1.
He can keep all the library. I don't care. I just want to own it.
Yeah, I like the sound of Ring of Hausen.
Yes, it's good.
Yes.
Danhausen had a T-shirt there one time that said that.
Oh, cool.
It was his debut. Also, we must eliminate and eviscerate this tribal tattoo-looking logo they have. I hate it. I'll talk about it now, but I hate it. The worst. Go back to the old one. Put the old one on his T-shirt because the other one's not good. It's bad. It's cursed. Absolutely cursed.
This is amazing. Okay, we have a question from Real Steve V. Most of your AEW appearances have been very nice. Will we eventually get to see a very evil side of Danhausen, if the money's right?
Oh, if the money's right. Yes, that's true. We also have not seen Danhausen's, we'll give it a little bit of, Danhausen likes you too. So Danhausen has a new cape. He has a new entrance theme. It's a new entrance board. Hopefully they'll debut soon, but this is, I think, a first. I don't think anyone knows this.
Ooh, exclusive content here on
yes.
AEW
So
Unrestricted Housing.
Very evil. Once Danhausen gets the ring, bell rings, 1, 2, 3, punch somebody in the groin. Don't look.
No,
And then
we've
Danhausen, pin them, 1, 2, 3, done.
you can't punch people in the groin. We've been over this.
Question. Well, if it happens before the bell rings, what is the rules?
It's fair.
Okay, so
there you go.
You go like this with your hand in the air, and you're about to ring the bell, and Danhausen just punches him in the groin. What are you going to do? You're going to disqualify Danhausen?
No.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, if you found a loophole.
Exactly.
Wow.
That's why Danhausen uses the teeth, because they already have teeth in their mouth. So, like, it's not really like using thumbtacks or anything. It's just kind of gross.
Yeah. Like I'm completely lost here, Aubrey. So help me out here. I hope you didn't ask this one. At Beltran, Novato, did you ask that one?
No, this is you.
I got lost in that answer. I'm just mesmerized.
So much to unpack there.
Hypnotized, if you will.
Hypnotized. Okay. Beltran, Novato wants to know, and hang on with this one, Danhausen.
Oh, God.
Okay. Before you settled into the persona we see today, you transitioned to dark and highly aggressive alter egos on the indies. Given the right circumstances, will we ever see Danhausen's old alter egos make an appearance for one-offs, or are you to consider those dead and buried?
Ooh. Let's see. They're talking about when Danhausen was a bit more evil. So the thing is, Danhausen is iconic now. So why do we change that?
Right. Good answer.
Maybe, perhaps, I don't know, if it's Halloween or something, Danhausen can dress up like someone, I don't know. And then we can get an extra action figure out of him, squeeze it out of him, get some more monies. But aside from that, why did we change this? It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Why would Danhausen go back to being too evil? So here's the thing. Danhausen's very nice, very evil, because if you're too evil, people do not like you enough. You don't want to spend their monies on you and throw their monies at you. And if you're too nice, people do not like you because you're a dork. So if you are very nice, very evil, it is the perfect mix because then people respect you.
Right.
They do not want a dork and they do not want I suppose we'll not swear on this, but you know.
Yeah,
a jerk of some sort.
Right. I get all that. You have a very good handle on the business side of the business.
It appears so. Danhausen's done quite well for himself, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
We have a question from MJF Scarf on Twitter. Yes, the actual Scarf asks questions from time to time.
I have one of those. It's wonderful. I gave MJF his scarf, actually.
Could we ever see Danhausen team up with Maxhausen?
Oh, yeah. Well, I would like that. That would be quite nice. He loves Danhausen, for sure. That's why we wear the scarves sometimes together. We go out in town and have a good time. So hopefully Danhausen would like to team up with MJF. He's been a bit of a menace messing around with Danhausen's great friend CM Punk. But so they're both on the list, though. Danhausen would like to team with both of them.
We get a feeling by looking over these questions and that the people out there understand you, really do understand you. And this is from LaRange, who obviously understands you very well.
Oh.
Okay. Lorraine says neither blimps nor PT Cruisers fit underneath the ring.
True.
And I know someone as rich and famous as Danhausen only travels in the finest vehicles. So my question is, what stylish mode of transportation is Danhausen using to get under the ring?
Oh my. What is a hoodie and sweatpants, I think.
There you go.
Is that a mode of transportation? I believe that's the mode we're using.
Okay. You develop these people, Dan Hausen.
And the man with the hat. A man with the hat is his mode of transportation.
Okay.
A man with a hat.
The man
do
with
you
the
ride
hat.
on his shoulders?
Oh,
Is it more
God.
like a pony situation?
Yes, there's a man with a hat and a bird. And,
There's a bird.
yeah. And,
Coco Beware?
No, I don't think
Oh.
so.
Okay.
They're
No, like-
wonderful.
All right.
Wonderful
like
people
bird.
helping Danhausen sneaking around.
Oh, the man with the bird. Got you.
Right.
Oh, yes.
Like
yes.
The
Sean.
man with the bird. Yes.
No,
Sean
whatever
Connery.
his wonderful name may be, I believe he is Bird.
Yes.
he is bird.
He's
He is
the
bird.
man. He's the
Wonderful.
man.
Danhausen knows him from Ring of Honor, so he helped
Oh.
Danhausen out.
Wow.
That's right. That's right. You both know each other from Ring of Honor. Oh,
Like 8 years ago.
So Chris on Twitter asks, and this is a question I had as well. You were applying for jobs,
Yes.
and you had filled out a application for A&W, which is
Oh,
a
yes. Sorry.
burger restaurant.
Yes.
When exactly did you find out that you were not actually applying to AEW, but you were applying to A&W?
I think it was when Danhausen got hired at AEW. So the problem is their little and sign looks like an E.
Right.
So it was confusing. I thought, you go to these I thought they were little headquarters around town for AEW because it's such a big business.
Right.
It's so famous and popular that they had headquarters in every state. So Danhausen went to the drive-thru to try to talk to Tony, and he was not there. So Danhausen took an application and filled it out, and it seemed to have kind of worked, actually, because Danhausen got hired pretty soon after that. So who knows? I think I got hired at both. Now I work for this wonderful hamburger establishment and AEW. Now you notice we have A&W root beer in the fridges.
Yeah.
That's right.
Who do you think did that? Danhausen and Chris
Oh.
Judas, I think, because I think he did a commercial for them.
Wow. Didn't even. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Rockin' Robin 81 wants to know, please ask Mr. Danhausen what is his favorite music album that he likes to listen to at the moment?
Oh my God. Brody King has a wonderful band. They're called God's Hate, and I believe the album is called Be Harder. I don't know, is that the album called? No, it's God's Hate. It's just called God's Hate by God's Hate. That's what it is.
Okay.
Never mind. That's the main song from it, though. So
Okay.
he has a wonderful band. It's a heavy music band. You should listen to it. He's also has this wonderful new theme song with the Kings of the Black Throne, and Hausen listens to that a lot.
Right.
It's a good gym song. It has a good flow.
Heavy music.
Heavy music.
Heavy music. Got it.
Heavy
Hey,
times.
well, Danhausen, it's great to have you here, man.
Yes.
Oh.
It is.
What?
It is great. And there's a lot of people. I've got a long list of people I want cursed.
Oh, well, you know what? Just give it to Danhausen. Danhausen will curse him for you for free of charge.
I'll give it to Danhausen.
Free?
Many of those people are in the back that people never see on TV.
Oh,
At AEW. So just follow me around backstage sometimes, okay?
yes. Do you have any wrestlers you want Danhausen to curse?
Yeah, there are a couple, absolutely, but
Let's give Danhausen one of them. We'll see if he
Okay.
can what he can
Britt
do.
Baker.
okay.
Britt Baker.
Yes.
But this is why we didn't ask you, because we knew you'd say that.
Wow, I'm not in on that one at all.
Got it. Well, what is yours, Tony? Who do you want Danhausen to curse?
Well, MJF, obviously,
Oh,
yes,
I want you
yes.
to curse him. Sean Spears,
The chairman.
yeah. Curse Arn Anderson.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
See if you
I
can
believe
curse him.
Danhausen owns Arm Anderson a groin punch.
Oh, please do it.
Nice.
If you can find his groin because of his belly.
Oh.
And, okay, just
Oh my God, Tony.
wanted to
Well,
see-
you know what? We'll curse. We'll try to curse MJF. Do you think Wardlow needs a new bodyguard by any chance?
I would
Now that
say
he fired MJF?
no, but I think you could probably talk him into it.
Yeah, I think I should protect Wardlow. I think that would be a good job. MJF is just hanging around the chair guy now.
Yeah, Wardlow's a good guy. I think he could. He's very nice.
Oh, also, I think FTR seems to need a manager. Perhaps Danhausen can lead into some championships.
That would be great.
It's true.
They are looking for one. All right. Well, maybe as we move along here at AEW, we will find out that there's more to Danhausen than just coming out from under the ring and selling shitloads of T-shirts.
Yes.
Maybe. Yes, absolutely.
I'll allow the swearing for that one. That one's good.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Listen, you can follow Danhausen on Instagram and Twitter at DanhausenAD. You can listen and follow this podcast. We are AEW Unrestricted, wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget, that's on Apple or Spotify. And check out the video episodes on YouTube. Just search AEW Unrestricted. Don't leave a comment, because I ain't reading them.
Nope.
No, you can leave a comment, because Aubrey reads them.
I don't read them.
No one reads them. I'm not reading them either.
There you go. Man after my own heart.
You can watch AEW Elevation, Dark Elevation, Mondays on YouTube. You can watch Dark Tuesdays on YouTube. You can watch Dynamite on TBS, 8 o'clock, 7 Central on TBS. And you can watch AEW Rampage on TNT, 10 o'clock, 9 Central, TNT. TNT, TBS, YouTube. We're taking over. I love it. I'm Aubrey Edwards. This is Tony Schiavone, along with Danhausen. Thank you for listening to this very nice and very evil podcast.